Hi guys, I am so excited that you are continuing to work to improve your grade, especially doing things that you don't have to do. So let's go ahead and give you some helpful tips. So if you go to my website, srushingoe.weebly.com, under the geometry drop-down menu there is Contract Info. If you click on that tab, that is the first option is what you'll find the assignment link. It's also found on the district website. And then that will take you to our assignments. So under geometry, we have week ones already posted, and you can click on that and access that. If you need a hard copy, the district is printing those and distributing them at the sites where they are distributing lunch. So if you need a hard copy, you can also get it that way. And the other options here, we have a calendar that is to kind of help you know what's coming out when. So I did have a Zoom meeting at 2:30. This is kind of the summary of what we talked about in that Zoom meeting. You will be asked to attend at least 3. So every single Friday right now at 2:30, if for some reason that's an issue, we can come up with another one. There is one on that Friday the 15th. I need to fix that, but every Friday through May 15th, there is a Zoom meeting at 2:30. So attending at least 3 of those is going to kind of help you if maybe one of your assignments, you had one that you didn't do correctly, or I just want to make sure that if you're working towards that 10%, that I have some extra, I can kind of get you there if maybe one of those assignments isn't fully quality work. The next thing is going to be if you have questions. I'm going to have you ask me those so then I can kind of address that in our weekly Zoom meetings on Friday. If it's something that's just kind of a quick thing, then email is fine, but trying to kind of address all of that kind of weekly. The next one is, what do I need to complete? Well, every single assignment is 1%. So the geometry week 1 assignment, that's 1%. Geometry week 2 assignment, that's 1%. So everything, if you're working towards 10, you'll need to complete 10 assignments. So the 7 assignments for geometry, and then 3 of the algebra 1 assignments, week 3, week 5, and week 6, because that will be functions, writing equations, and then graphing lines. If you are having issues with any one of these, you might work an additional, maybe algebra 1 assignment, so that you make sure that you get to that 10. The other thing is those Zoom meetings. So attending 3 of those would help get you to that 10% if that's what you're working towards. The next little link here is going to be for week 1. If you, I'll post some additional helpful resources kind of for each week that might be helpful. So our properties for parallelograms, rectangles, and scroll down, rhombus and square are listed there. So if you kind of look at week 1, it gives you a video to watch, and then it gives you some sample problems that are worked. It gives you kind of some explanation written out here. It gives you some additional videos that might be helpful about quadrilateral characteristics, kind of like that sheet that I just showed you. It gives you some formulas and how to kind of use those formulas. And then it gives you 2 examples already worked, which are very similar to your practice examples to kind of guide you. And you do need to complete the optional extension problem. It is something, every problem that is there, you need to work. So that's the other piece, that if you complete, the meetings and some additional algebra 1, then maybe if we accidentally miss a problem or some other reason, we can still be at that 10%. So the next piece here is the Desmos Online Graphing Calculator. So that is a really, really great resource to help you graph things. So for example, in our last problem here, it asks us to graph these 3, and if you're like, I cannot remember how to graph that, type in 2x, because it already has the y equals part, but 2x, and then enter. So I'm going to do kind of a sample problem here. Let's say it was 5x, and then it was 5x minus 8. And then it was negative 3x, then what would be the fourth line that would need to go in there to make this a parallelogram? So we can already see that these two were parallel, so these two would need to be parallel, so it would need to have the same slope, but we couldn't just have it be negative 3x. It would have to be, because that's the same line, we'd have to have some other intercept, like a plus or minus another number. So Desmos really helps when you're doing some things online. So that kind of assists you on that last problem there. And again, these first two are very similar to these up here. So please make sure that you are taking time to look over things. Don't just give up when you're frustrated. Come back to it. The other piece that I kind of wanted to go over is the turning in, or how, kind of like how. So basically, if you download the assignment, so you can go, when you're opening the assignment, you can go to File, and then there's a download option in any format. I suggest you do the PDF. Once it's downloaded, you'll want to open it in Edge. So basically open it, maybe save it to your desktop or save it to a file, because I don't think you can open it from here in Edge. So let's see, if we open it here, you might be able to, yeah, it's not going to let me. So save it, and then when you have it in your list here, of wherever you've saved it, you can right click, and then it has an option to open with, and you can open with Edge. And if you open it in Edge and you're on your device, you have a little option here to write. So you can then write out, kind of like you see this writing here. You can write out, you can graph, you can put your work in there, and then you can save it. And then you can email it to me. So you can do it on paper, you can take a picture of it, you can email it, you can get a copy from where they're distributing lunches, you can do it in Edge. So just getting me your work, there's multiple ways to do that. If you're on Teams for maybe another class, Microsoft Teams, I do have a team set up, but you don't have to submit it that way. You can just email it to me. But basically, just make sure that you're getting me the assignments in some way. I am not putting specific deadlines because I understand that this is a crazy time right now, and I don't want to add to any stress or pressures that may be going on at home. So I do strongly suggest that you try and get things done weekly. So I kind of have on here turn in CLO 1 by Monday, so that next Monday, and then start on CLO 2. There are some double ups, so like on the 14th, both the Geometry Week 3 and the Algebra 1 Week 3, both of those being due. I understand that's a lot. But so make sure that you keep up, because as we get closer to May 15th, if something happens, I don't want you to have all of this work that you have to do that's been building up. So try and do it as you go, and send it in kind of as you get it done. With that being said, how I'm going to kind of be grading it, I will try and look over it. I have a lot of people doing a contract. So with that being said, oops, not sure why it's doing that. I will try and get things graded and kind of update the grade book so you can kind of see where you're at. You can always email me, but I'm not going to be kind of sending back the graded work. I may say, like, take a look at number 2 again, or, you know, this one wasn't quite quality. You might want to look it over again, or maybe do a different Algebra 1 if this one was too difficult for you. But basically, I will try and kind of let you know if for some reason one of them isn't going to get you the 1%. So try and work, do at least the 10, but I say always strive for maybe a few more. Also make sure that you can attend 3 of those Zoom meetings on Fridays. If for some reason Friday at 2:30 is not good for you, please reach out and we can kind of make an alternate time to get those in and help you too. Also on my website is the all of the stuff we would have done fourth quarter. Sorry for the box that's in the way here. But basically under fourth quarter resources tab, I have everything we would have done. This is all optional, but I do strongly suggest you look at that maybe over the summer because those concepts are on the ACT. So I don't want you to miss out on that. So please reach out if you have any questions. Hopefully this video kind of helps you to know what you're doing and know you have until May 15th to get all of that work in. But please reach out if you need assistance. I am here for you. Miss you.